Perspective 1.
So this isn't my first LEGO game, but this is the first LEGO game I'm reviewing for the channel. So I'm going to be going over some more of the basics of the game, in case you've never played one. Today we are looking at LEGO The Incredibles. If I can get my controls going here. There we go. Don't know why I couldn't skip that so quickly, but anyway, as soon as it loads up here, let's go ahead and check out, yeah, let's just go ahead and continue. So there are multiple save files you can load from here, but if you just hit continue, it'll load up the most recent save file you've had played. I believe there are 4 save files you can have, if you really want to. But, so let's go over the currency of this game, just so I'm clear up front. They're called studs. That's what the little tiny round Lego circle pieces are called. They're called studs. And, the basics of the game is that you are going through the stories of the 2 Incredibles movies. This game does force you to play through the second movie's story first. It's not until after you beat It's not until after you beat Incredibles 2's story that you have access to play Incredibles 1 story. So, let's go ahead and start by picking a level here. So I can press select, and actually I'll just hit left bumper 1 right here, and I have a level select I can check out. So let's go ahead and let's see, what's a good first? Well, so I mean, if you haven't watched the movies, there's going to be spoilers for the movies in this, obviously. The first 6 levels cover the second movie, and not until after you beat them you get access to the first movie's levels, and there are 6 more of those. And then there's like a bonus extra level where you just get to rampage through the city as the monster. It's not as exciting as it sounds. You just kind of get like a mini city to destroy as the monster robot. But let's go ahead and check out sure, let's go ahead and open up the first level of the first game. So what I'm selecting here, free play and replay story. In story mode, you only have certain you're only allowed to play as the characters that the game gives you. In free play, you have access to all the characters you've unlocked. And these are all the characters. I'm just going to go ahead and stick to the basics here. And the reason you want or need multiple characters sometimes in a level is because each character, or most characters, have their own abilities. So there aren't like, I don't know how many characters there are in this game. Maybe, I don't know. But, anyway, I need to note, the LEGO games have a history of sort of reenacting movies or other properties with LEGO characters. So, you know, they're often funny, and they intentionally, like, don't follow the movies or whatever to a T. They throw in their own little gags like that. But it's still interesting to see, like, they recreate these movie scenes using what looks like, you know, Lego pieces. So that's kind of got its own charm to it right there. And then originally the Lego games didn't really have spoken dialogue. They kind of like pantomimed out what was going on. But after a few games, they did start including voice acting. And this game in particular, I didn't like research if they're the exact same voices, but they sound like they're all the exact same voices from the movie. And some of the lines sound exactly like the same they're delivered in the movie. But there are also extra lines that are not in the movies, so
a simple thank you will suffice.
like this scene is obviously playing out differently from the movie if you've seen it. And the reason for that is because it's going to open up into an actual level.
We've still got time.
But it does hit like all the same main beats of the movie, if you know what I'm referring to there. And so like this level will end with a face-off against Bon Voyage. So it's faithful to the movies in the main story beats, but you know the little things, those are all kind of made up on the spot with however what favors a good game design or whatever, a good level. Mr. Incredible in particular, let me go ahead and turn off some of my abilities here. Hold on. Where am I going? Here we go. Red bricks. I'm going to go ahead and turn off that. So Mr. Incredible himself, he has the ability to like plow through things. What I just turned off was sort of like an ability for all characters to do that. But Mr. Incredible, he can sort of plow through certain objects. Like Elastigirl's not going to be able to just do that by running into things. But she can still like hit stuff. And like most things in the environment, like there's a lot of destructible elements in the environment so that they turn into those studs that you saw. And also, certain objects, when you break them, they break into these Lego pieces that sort of like jump around in place. And what you do is you hold down B here on an Xbox controller to build. And sometimes there will be like the direction option. So in this case, not always, but sometimes there will be this. There's two different places you can build, and depending on what you choose, left or right here, it'll build something different. So this is something, as you see, if I try to use it, it'll tell me Elastigirl can't do this, whatever it is. Mr. Incredible here, this is one of his abilities because he's got his super strength. So you just gotta tap the B button there and it'll activate this device. And the pieces are brought back because you actually want to use them to build this other thing over here. And either character can do this. I want to note on this rotation thing, it's really finicky sometimes. Like right now, this is an early game halfway through the game. This is one instance where the white color going around the ring is not decreasing. It's only going to go up as I rotate. In other circumstances where it does decrease unless you constantly rotate, it sometimes is kind of finicky and doesn't always work the way I want it to. And this is an instance where you actually need to use Elastigirl. It's showing Elastigirl's face above Mr. Incredible here, who I'm playing as, and says press Y to switch characters. So I'm going to do that. And then Elastigirl can press B, actually needs to be at a distance. I can't be too close. I need to be at a distance here. I can press B to grab it, and tap B to get that down here. Going back over here real quick, this is another Mr. Incredible situation because, you know, he can plow through walls. And here I'm just going to press X to hit that wall down. And there's a bunch of fun stuff in here to mess with. So like I said, a lot of stuff is breakable, so you can get like those studs. As you can see, I've got 22 or 23 million already over there, but that is because I've unlocked these multipliers, these stud multipliers. So ordinarily, you know, you get like a few at a time. but because of the stud multipliers, I get like thousands at a time. If you can see the difference there. Barely now that I've already gotten to 23 million. Let's go ahead and activate this. Go on up. I probably won't play through the whole level, just a bit of it. But let's go ahead and sort of speed through the rest of this part here. So what you're trying to do with beating a level, there will be like little cinematics like that that'll just take control away from you, so you can just watch a little funny scene introducing like some new enemies or a new obstacle. Here is an Elastigirl situation. Oh man, she's not even up there. Well, since... Oh, geez, the game just brought Mr. Incredible down here. Let's go ahead... Oh yeah, after you attack a while, I'm not sure what activates it, but you do get this sort of power-up, so I can hold X now to activate a super power where I mash X some more and do like an area attack. So I'll just hit like all the enemies around me. Oops, I missed one. And then, as we progress through here, this is another Elastigirl ability spot where she uses her stretching powers to go to otherwise inaccessible location to pull this switch. Which will let us go through this door. Now, because I am on free play, ordinarily in story mode, I'd only have like these two characters to work with. Or maybe a couple other characters. If I hold down Y, I get my character selection. Ordinarily, there'd only be like a couple characters I could choose from in story mode, but since I'm on free play, I can choose any of these characters. Like, you unlock multiple costumes for Mr. Incredible, and like Elastigirl's got a few different ones. But other than that, you can play as any character you want in free play. And it is limiting my movement a bit. Like I can hold down the jump button with Frozone here to just like surf on the ice. This guy's gonna pull up the ladder, so I need to find a way to get up there. Oh, looks like there is an Elastigirl thing here. So I could switch, like just tap Y to switch over to Elastigirl, who's over on the other side of the screen. But instead, what I think I'm going to do is hold Y and just switch to Elastigirl on my own. And then I'll just go up here. Oh, no? There we go. Go up here. And now I'll hit Y, go over here. Elastigirl can float by holding jump as well. It's very interesting that they gave all of the supers, like, their powers in the game. That's kind of like a neat thing about this. Because you expect Lego pieces to only be a certain way, but as you see Elastigirl, she like stretches out her arms and legs when she attacks. That's cool. And then I'm going to need Mr. Incredible here, or any character who has super strength, actually. Maybe? No? Not going to let me do that with that? There is a summary of like character abilities below their names, as you can see. So right here, there's like a fire, a flight power, something else, and an aim. He's got like that dumbbell that indicates that he's got super strength. I don't know if there's any. Oh, see, like this guy, he has super. Oh, but he's like super big too, so that might be an animation problem they're trying to avoid by limiting me. Does this guy? Oh, this guy doesn't have. Oh, but no, they're forced me to use Mr. Incredible here, and not even this version of Mr. Incredible, but one of the normal, otherwise normal versions. Let's go ahead and do this. And we'll kind of, oops. I fell down to my death there. I want to note at the top of the screen there's like that yellow bar that's like got that yellow light going across it. That is a stud collector meter. Ordinarily, in every level, you have to collect a certain number of studs to fill that up. And, you know, with my 900 multiplier on, that means I get that like instantly as soon as I start picking up studs. But ordinarily, you know, your first time going through the game, you haven't unlocked all those things, so you do have to like try to like break stuff and collect all the studs you can in order to fill that up. And filling that up gets you a gold brick at the end of the level, which we will explain after I get up there. What I'm trying to do here is just hop across these points here. Like it shows me A where I can jump, and all I had to do was focus, and I've already gotten it. So let's go ahead and do this. Hold an X to then tap X. Do an area clearing attack. Now, if I can just grab a few things here, we're almost done with this part of the level. What I got there is a special brick, 1 of 5. I need to collect all 5 to activate this panel here. And that is like what we're going to end with, is activating that as soon as I get to that point. Oh, let's do this. There's a couple little things I just gotta investigate around the area to find those little bricks. Gotta lift this up here. Switch characters, grab it. Alright, gonna let go of that. I need Elastigirl for that grab thing. So she has the power of like that grappling hook you see. If I find someone else who has a grappling hook ability, then I can also do it there. Oh yeah, all these guys here. So yeah, they all have the grappling hook ability, so they can just grab this and pull it out, just like Elastigirl would do with her arm.
Useful. Do not resist me.
Over here I need Mr. Incredible. Sort of break this down, build this. And this helicopter, because I did that, the helicopter is going to come in and land and drop me another one of those special bricks.
Just what I needed.
Now I just need one more. Let's see if we can find that. Oh, might have something to do with that. Yeah, Elastigirl is pretty much the only one who can do the stretchy thing, so let's go ahead and do that here. I don't know who that was that just put out the fires like that.
This could be useful.
Alright, so we got all of the bricks we need. As you can see, both characters can play as the exact same person. So yeah, this is obviously a 2-player co-op if you want to have 2 players. You can drop in and out anytime you want. As you can see at the top right, you know, press a button to enter. But let's go ahead and do this. These panels are in like every level. There's usually like 1 per level. You just gotta mash the B button and then hit over to the other person to mash the button again, and then you gotta like manage everyone. If one of them starts to fall down, you gotta switch back over to them, get them all up. It does that with up to 4 characters, and obviously if you have 2 people playing at the same time, it's easier, but it is doable with only 1 person quite easily, because you just gotta, you know, manage all of them together. And there's all these studs to pick up. And then this is going to end the first section of this level. The level does keep going, but we're going to go ahead and stop here. So this is going to activate an animation. Quite different. This doesn't happen in the movie, obviously. But it's going to transition into what does happen in the movie. So this is actually the bank where Bon Voyage is at. And so it's going to pick up, you know, with the movie stuff right here. Just give it a second. So there's Bon Voyage. This is very similar how, you know, it goes in the movie. This part is similar to how it goes in the movie. And it's, you know, it's neat to see
Who are you supposed to
the
be?
scenes kind of recreated using Lego characters.
No. You're that kid from the fan.
And most characters do have like the typical Lego
Buddy?
styling, like shapes and stuff. A couple exceptions, of course, like Mr. Incredible, he's got like the big bulking top half. Let's go ahead and skip this. Now there's like a bank level to go through before the level as a whole is over. But let's go ahead. You can, if you're replaying to just get things that you missed, like that 10 out of 10, those are mini kit pieces. Let me do an example real quick. These things right here, these bombs on the wall, I can break them and rebuild them, and you'll see a 1 out of 3 up there. When I originally... Hold on. When I originally did... there's a little Pixar ball mention right there. When I originally did this action of destroying the bombs and then rebuilding them into sirens, when I did all 3 of them, it originally spat out a mini kit piece. Right there. But it's not going to do it again. That is like one of those 1 out of 10 things. It would have been 1 of the 10. And then when you complete, when you get all 10 mini kits in a level, I'll have to get out of this level to show you what those are. But if you are just going back through a level to collect a mini kit piece that you missed, you can exit to the city, hit save and exit, and it'll save that piece that you got. You don't have to finish the level to get credit for the piece that you missed. So when you get that gold meter at the top of the screen filled, right here it gives you a gold brick. You also get a gold brick just for beating the level, and then when you complete the mini kit, you get a 3rd gold brick. So there's 3 gold bricks per level to collect, and then it'll boot you back out to the city. I believe when originally going through the game, it gives you an option: do you want to continue the story or return to the city? The reason for that is because you can just play through the story of the movies straight through, and then, or you can take a break and come to the city and do kind of whatever you want out here. But real quick, when you get all the mini kits, it'll unlock like one of these vehicles. Some of these vehicles are available for purchase with your studs right at the beginning of the game. Other ones are unlocked simply from collecting all those mini kit pieces. So there's 12 levels. So 12 of these vehicles are unlocked by collecting all the mini kits in each level. The other ones are, you just buy them straight out with studs. And what these things are is they're vehicles you can kind of create to use on in the city portion whenever you want.
This is pretty roomy.
And you just kind of like, you can drive them around and stuff. So what's interesting about the city portion is that it is kind of like an open world experience where you can go around and you can crash cars, you can drive through fields, and you can go down here into the city. I can't, I'm stuck. So you can come out here. I can destroy my car if I want. Let me pick it up. Mr. Incredible can do this in particular. Throw it out here. Oops, it just got blown up. But you can also take other people's cars if you want to just, you know, play around and do stuff. You can switch cars like that. You can honk the horn. Oh, actually, what I just saw right there, there's a lot of random occurring little I guess they're not completely random, but like that is a thief. He just stole somebody's money, and I'm gonna stop him. I get the money, and I got an arrow on my screen now telling me where that person is, who the money was stolen from, and I can return it. And you do a certain number of those, and it gets you. If you look here, no wait, we go over to this challenges thing, I believe. Somewhere in here. One of these things, everybody's hero, maybe? There's a bunch of little extra objectives, like, oh, maybe caught in the act, catch thieves, yeah. You do like 10 of these things in the city. There's like little fires to put out. Other little small objectives to take place in the city itself. And there's like villains that come out in the area. In fact, I believe I can replay one of them. Maybe I have to go to the prison to do that. But yeah, here's the map. You can see here's the whole map, and these little flags are little time trial spots. They're just one of the many objectives that you have to do in the game. Each area, as you enter them initially, there's like a crime wave report with like a little funny TV skit telling you what's going on in the area, and there will be a bunch of little objectives that pop up just like in this section as you first enter it. Say I first enter the residential area, a bunch of little pop-ups will come for things to do, and like some of them are the races. The races just stay there because you could retry them and try to better your time if you really want to. But the other objectives, they disappear just because, you know, they don't want to clog your screen up with stuff. And then, let me see, is this the prison here? Something, maybe? Where is the prison? There's Edna's home. I guess I should show that off. But yeah, you can fast travel to certain places if you just want to jump to a place to do stuff. But let's talk about Edna's home, because here is some more stuff to do. Oh yeah, I also got to mention before I forget about the levels. There were some things that as you completed in the levels, you got like a mystery bag unlock. Same thing with these, how it shows like a gold brick and a mystery bag. So every time you completed one of these things, you got a gold brick and a mystery bag. The mystery bags are these here, and these do also cost studs to open. But I've already gotten them all, so there's not really anything I can show you. These things unlock more characters. And they're mystery bags because it's kind of like a random character that you get, but they are classified in certain areas. Like the red set's like the lowest, most common characters, and then silver and then gold. They go up in price. I never really had a problem with prices because the path I took was I did a lot of city stuff. Like I sort of did the second movie story first, then I did a lot, pretty much all of the city stuff, and then I went to do the first movie's levels. You can do the city stuff whenever you want. The story, of course, is progressed in the order of second movie first, and then the first movie. You have to do the levels in order, but the missions that you want to do in the city, in the open city here, you can do those in any order, and if you collect red bricks, you can unlock these bonuses. So the pickup detector will tell you like literally anything in the game for you to do. I kind of had this off until I had done most of the big stuff. I used the pickup detector for like a lot of the little stuff. Fast interact, this will speed up like building and things like that. Invincibility, which I've never even turned on because the game's pretty easy anyway. When you die, you take enough hits from bad guys, you'll die, and you'll just lose some studs. That's really the only penalty for death. So invincibility didn't really have anything to it for me. Stud magnet makes it so that you can pick up studs that are lying around you a lot easier. You don't have to like walk up to each one to pick them up. If they're just close enough, you'll pick them up. And then of course all the stud multipliers, which exponentially increase your studs. So like these all stack, you know. Like if I take off just the 2 multiplier, it goes from 960 down to 480. You know, the 10 stud multiplier. That's like game over. You're gonna have all the studs you ever need. Swing mode is interesting, where it just kind of all the characters will just dance, and you'll have like the theme song playing in the background the entire game. So you can do this like the entire game. Just have your side character will just always dance, and you got like the theme song going in the background. So that's fun to have on anytime you want. Edna mode will turn everyone's head into Edna's head. It's kind of creepy. I'm not sure who asked for this, but that's there. Destroy on contact is stuff that you can break. All you have to do is walk into it, and it'll break. Classic mode turns the screen filter on of like this black and white film thing. But yeah, that is pretty much the settings I use most of the time. And this game also, I guess I might as well mention it now, is sort of like a Pixar thing. I think this is the only Pixar Lego game that's been made. But yeah, it's got a bunch of like, here's Dory. Here's Lightning McQueen. They've got a bunch of random little Pixar characters thrown in here, along with all the Incredibles characters. Here's Sully. They also have like a bunch of superheroes that I don't know if they're actually in the movies. I think they maybe just made them up. I don't know. Dyna Guy, he's definitely in the movie. He's like one of those guys with the capes that just gets knocked out in a flashback, you know, when Edna's explaining why capes are bad. But yeah, a lot of people like Universal Man. I don't think that was a character. Vectress? That doesn't sound familiar to me. Void, of course, was a character. Here's Wally, just thrown in there. Woody's in here. Yeah, Flick, you know, bunch of random characters. Firebreak, I don't know who that is. Or Everseer. But the characters with the fly ability, all I do is double jump, and then you can fly. And you can fly as high as you want. This is sort of very much game-breaking in terms of... there are some collectibles out here in the city where they're like maybe in a hard-to-reach place, but if you can just fly up and grab it, then it's super easy. But, I mean, I guess that's kind of the fun about it. And then if I double-tap B, I'll drop. And then, like, if I hold B, he's got some laser vision. Of course, you know, you don't unlock these characters right away. But, as I was getting to, if you come here to Edna's, inside here is the character customizer. And if you really want to, you know, make the game super easy right at the start, and do all the city stuff up front, you can come in here and create your own character and choose their superpower. So if you just come in here and give them flight, right here, powers, if you just come in here and give them the flight ability, then you're good to go, you know? You can just come out here, do all the city stuff you want, unlock all the red bricks to give you all the stuff you need to make the rest of the game super easy. Or you can go through the story of the games first, which will make the game a little bit more difficult, I guess, if you want to call it difficult to collect bricks and stuff. And you got like full customization of you can choose like a color of cape and stuff.
Oh, darling, I can't even look at you. It physically
And then you can even change the color. Like these are the type of cape. And then certain capes, if they have like that Y symbol in the top right of the square that you're selecting, you can then customize the color that you want to have. Same goes with other body parts. So like here, there's a bunch of preset ones you can choose from.
Not a
or you can
combination
come
I
into
would
the
have
basic
picked,
one
but
here,
yes,
and then you can
it
choose a
works for
color.
you, Donnie.
So there's all that. Same thing with arms. There's a bunch of presets, and then you can choose like the basic one and change the color. What is this? Oh, wings. Okay, then you can come in here and choose the color. That's neat. You can have a corn costume for funsies. Air tank on your back. Yeah, there's a bunch of little customization stuff you can do with typical Lego pieces. It's really neat. Then you can give them a name, save and exit, randomize it completely. If you really want to try that out, I am not going to save those changes. And yeah, you can have like, what was it? Like 8 different, all these are custom characters down here. I just haven't even made that many because, I mean, if you're interested in making your own custom character, you can save a bunch here. That's really neat. But, I mean, I only saved a couple for their abilities. And then let me see about showing you what the missions are like in the city. So let me pull up the map here. And yeah, you can also place a marker with X if you really want to go somewhere and you just want to go there yourself. The map will show you a blue line, and on the screen here you've got these sort of invisible or semi see-through blue studs that you follow. They don't count as a pickup, like they don't add to your money, but they do show you like the way to go. I do like how these car drivers are smart enough to stop well enough in front of you if you decide to get in their way. If Elastigirl will get out of the way. So that's neat. And of course, like I mentioned, certain characters can fly, which makes them super useful in the city for finding stuff. Because there'll be just red bricks and gold bricks, just like, maybe not gold bricks, but special bricks just like lying around for you to pick up. That's what a lot of these are at the bottom of the screen here. Like all the races that you do. There's those panels, the 22 building panels that you do. Yeah. There is a bunch of stuff to do in the city. It's a ton of fun to do, especially with 2 players. You just kind of like go around, mess with stuff, do what you want. Let me see if I can find the prison real fast. Oh, here it is. Can I warp there? Cool. And these yellow arrows are also spots where you can just fast travel. You can't fast travel to like everything, but a bunch of key places you can fast travel to if you really want to. But it doesn't even take a whole lot of time to get from one place to another. The city's not super huge, but it is significantly big. Let's go ahead and find one of these and see. So I can replay the crime wave to give you a simulation of what it is like.
Attention viewers.
So ordinarily,
There's
when you
something
first get
fishy
into a new
going
area
on
of the
in the
city, they'll
Nusibur
play
tourist
one of the
district.
they'll play
Angry
this
fishermen
news
have
broadcast,
docked a sinister ship in the
which is
area
like
and
a little
waded
funny
into
skit
town. They're
explaining
running amok,
who the bad guys
photobombing
are, what they're
family
doing.
pictures, and polluting the streets with foul fish. We're not quite sure.
And when you finish the crime wave of the area, you complete like all the main missions in there. You'll capture the bad guy. They'll play another one saying, "Oh, hey, the crime wave came to an end," and there'll be another funny skit. But even within the city itself, you can see here there will be a couple places to get little short missions from people. Let me see if I can. I don't think I can skip this. And then when you complete those missions, you get to fight the main boss of the area, and then the crime wave's over. So yeah, you can see on my screen right now, there's those faces. I believe that is from my pickup detector. No? Okay, it's not. But anyway, ordinarily when you have to pick up the detector on, other things that need to be done will show up on your screen like that, with a little symbol and an arrow on around the edges of your screen telling you where to find stuff. So we'll just do one mission here.
I'm in Munisburg on vacation, but everywhere I visit is full of fishermen smashing the place up. It would be great if you got rid of them so I could take some nice holiday pictures. Oh, and to save the area from destruction, of course.
So yeah, there's like these 3 little side missions to do.
They're wrecking the motel.
What he wants me to do is stop these bad guys over here,
Take shareable pictures until they're gone.
and then I return, and then that'll be the end of his mission. And there's 3 of those guys in the area, and then after that, I will have the opportunity to face down the boss of the area. Let's go ahead and take these guys out fast. 3 out of 10 so far, looks like. Oh, oh my. 4. I do like if you jump and attack, most characters have like this sort of area attack, which they can do, and then I can laser this guy maybe.
One down, 2 to go.
Yeah, so if you heard that, that's one of the missions down, 2 more to go, and then after I do all 3 missions, it'll be an opportunity to take on the boss. Oh wait, no, that was even just one group of this. I'm still on the same mission, but there's 3 different groups of enemies I need to go face off against. Ah, there we go, last guy. Alright, let me go over here to this last one now. Where are they? Down here. And I think I have a power up. Yeah, I'm gonna supercharge blast these guys. Oh, I didn't have a meter show up. That was weird. Alright, who's next? So yeah, combat is pretty basic. You just kind of like mash the button basically to attack.
Where were we?
And that's the end of that mission. And I'm going to take him back to him.
Now I can treat my family
Give
to
a little
5-hour
speech again.
presentation of my vacation slides.
A bunch of these are funny. Like that one was, you know, whatever. But a lot of these mission people have like funny stuff to say. Pretty great. But yeah, that is pretty much the game. I mean, there's a lot of similar stuff to this. I've pretty much shown most of what happens, or the most of the types of things that can happen in the game. There's like the main story stuff, and then there's like the city missions, and the city missions are pretty cool because you can just do them whenever you want. You can do them in the middle of the story, you can do them before any of the story, you can do them after all of the story, and it's all 2-player co-op if you want, if you have someone to play with. And it's lots of fun because you unlock characters a lot faster by doing the city stuff. And the story stuff is, of course, mostly there for, you know, enjoying the movies again in a Lego presentation. So yeah, I totally recommend this game. I think it's a lot of fun. And if you haven't played the game before, let me know what you think of this review if it helps. If you have any questions about the game, ask in the comments below and I'll answer them. And then if you have played the game before, let me know if there's anything I left out that people should know about. And until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.